most of our deals, to be honest, we get most of our deals from agencies. I know there's a lot of people who say that, you know, off market is the best way, and to be honest, it might be the best way for them. So everyone is different really, but for us, I think, you know, we don't have the time to go direct to vendors all the time, because that would mean sending a bunch of letters to a bunch of people. That works quite well. For example, like if you're building and you're looking for land, clearly you know it's hard to, you can't go to a land and leave a letter there, right? You have to find the owner somewhere. So I think doing letters makes a lot of sense. Anyway, it's a good strategy. It's not a bad strategy. It's a time consuming strategy. It takes time, and you know, at the hit rate it's not that great, but sometimes you can get a really good deal from it, especially in land. I know quite a lot of people who do land deals, and that's how they get it. For us, I think going direct to agencies works quite well. You know, I know obviously that there are people who will say, oh, you know, I'll never do a deal unless it's you know, it's direct to vendor, which I disagree with that way of thinking, mainly because, you know, an off-market deal, but for example, if you find an off-market deal and you give it to an agent, it doesn't become a bad deal because you give it to an agent. And I can understand why most people want to do deals, you know, that are off-market, because the minute a property goes on the market, then it's about supply and demand. So if you have 10 people that want that property, the likelihood is the price will go up. So that's a game changer. So I can understand why people want to do it off market, because then they're the only buyer and they have leverage, right? They can make an offer. The vendor is not being tempted to accept other offers anywhere, or, you know, so, or no one else is advising him or her. So I can understand that. So there's no right or wrong way. But for us, we find it more productive to work with agents. And if you build a good relationship with agents, they will allow you to be direct to vendor. They will allow you to speak to the person who's selling the property. For example, if you have a reason why, for example, we had a situation where we had a property where it was overpriced, no one wanted to buy it. So we communicated our idea to the agent and said what we want to do. We want to get in a contract with a vendor, do a lease option, which would mean getting a contract with this person, agree a price beforehand. We'll pay to go for planning. When we get the planning granted, then we can complete the purchase. And, you know, the proposal made complete sense, and it made sense to the vendor. So that's what we did. But we did that through an agent. And, you know, at the end of the day, we created a win-win. You know, we bought the property, the vendor was happy, the agent was happy. So I think being honest is quite important, and communicating to the agent what you're trying to do. But I think, you know, it's all about relationships, right?